Welcome back to Salt Lake City Unleashed podcast. Exciting episode here at X Games. We got two amazing guests. We got Jacko Strong, 18 X Games medals, 8 gold, quite a few others. Definitely building the legendary status himself. Side by him, we got Bilko, Mr. Williams, pioneer of many amazing tricks, lots of X Games medals, and probably one of the biggest characters in motocross. Freestyle motocross. And then, of course, the beautiful Brittney Palmer.
Hi.
Multi-time UFC ring girl, amazing artist, and what a girl.
Oh, thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. I am Danny Kass, and I am excited to be here at X Games, that's for sure.
I gotta say, Danny, dude, your intros are strong, man.
That was
Good job.
solid.
I worked on it all morning long in the shower.
Gave me warm and fuzzies, the whole thing.
Good. Well, you give me the warm and fuzzies every time I see you.
Careful with Jacko.
Goodness, boys. Come on.
Careful.
Well, welcome back to the show. It's been an honor to have you guys before. Obviously, this is a huge, moment for us within Monster and the Unleashed podcast to really, pay homage and honor, the late, great Luke Trembath, the Dingo, our best friend, and one of the most amazing people of action sports who wasn't the most action sporter person. I'm about to say that one, but
Yeah.
He did well on Danny and the Dingo. That was
yeah, we got to adventure around the world, and I remember when we were making that show and got to meet the young Bilko, which was an amazing
that was pretty
period
fun.
too.
I almost came to Burning Man with you guys, but then it got called off. That would have been pretty wild.
Probably a good thing. I think we all would have been different if we went to Burning Man that year. Many people go to Burning Man. Many people come home different.
Yeah. I'm kind of lucked out in a way.
And Brittney, what is going on with you? How are you feeling today?
I feel good. It's hot outside. It's hot, but I feel good. I am officially. This is a proud moment. This is my first X Games not hungover.
Oh,
Thank
well
you so
done.
much. Thank you so much.
Wow,
Thank you.
wow, maturity or
Tomorrow's
maybe
another day,
something
though.
else.
I might be saying something different, but today I feel great.
There's only one day to go, so you can send it tomorrow night.
I can send it tonight and then fly tomorrow like a champion.
Then you're leaving early, so it just kind of discounts it. If you wait till Sunday night, X Games is over.
Nah, I think we
Then
go
you're in the
for it.
clear.
I think we go hard tonight at Sublime.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, before we get to today and tonight, let's talk about yesterday. I mean, it was a pretty exciting day here at X Games. Quite a few events. Obviously, the vert skate was a highlight for many, but freestyle motocross was definitely what everybody was cheering for.
That was a pretty wild contest. There was a lot of new tricks thrown down, a lot of close calls, and some innovation, which is what we love to see in Best Trick.
Yeah, it was a good one. I fell a little short of my marks last night where I kind of wanted to be. Didn't quite get out what I wanted to get out, and but I walked away with a nice bit of whiplash, so I'm kind of like moving like this today to look at everyone. But
His neck
apart from
won't
that,
move, just the chair.
Yeah. I was pretty proud to see Benny and Tommy Richards. They're the two young guys that were in Best Trick last night. They've been coming to my house since they were very young age. So
Kind
to see
of
them
like
there
Deegan
was
to you. You're like their father figure. Like
it was a proud dad moment last night for sure.
Yeah, it definitely seems like, both of you guys within that upcoming, the riders, you guys have really kind of like ushered in and brought in some people because, you had people like Deegan and these people bring you guys up. Yeah,
it's great to share the experience with someone else and share the, help the next generation come through. It's good for the sport, it's good for everyone, and it's good to see a smile on their dial.
Yeah, it's like if I knew now what I back then,
you'd be far away from here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be limping as much, and true. But just share that knowledge and contest experience, all little ins and outs that come up and surprise you and stuff. And Jacko's got the foam pit and everything there, and teaching them little tricks and tips on the way, like Cam and I kind of did with Jo. So it's a brutal sport. And it's hard to know everything about it just from looking in from the outside in. So if you've got someone helping you out, it really does help.
It's one of those ones, like every year you get a little smarter, but every year the body gets a little older. So it's like finding that good balance. If I knew what I knew now when I was 18, I'd be fucking dangerous.
What would you do different?
Oh, yeah.
What would I do? Probably not as many late nights. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Nah.
I'd do all that the same. I would probably, it's about knowing when to hold them, fold them, walk away, and when to run.
I
Yeah.
barely folded, and I just folded myself into the back of the ambulance too many times.
Yeah.
So now my brain could still know exactly what to do, but my body cannot keep up.
Yeah, my body still feels, or yesterday it felt great.
Yeah, I mean, I always like to say if I could go back in time, I would just go back and make more mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, have more fun.
I think so.
really.
That's-
Even though we did live some of the best adolescent years.
We had a great
No
time.
good story starts with salad, but it's it's definitely the things you remember are probably at the time you're like, geez, that maybe not the brightest move, but it's all those things that make life exciting, I think.
It's about growing up, having fun.
Yeah, or not growing up. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I was curious kind of to both of you guys, like talking about the younger riders and like, familiar with some of these other sports like snowboarding and skateboarding. It seems like there's like this like real amateur kind of pipeline in, but for freestyle motocross, like what is that like path a young rider can take? Because it seems like there's no like right or wrong way to do it.
Yeah, I think it is difficult at this point in time to come in because the tricks are so everything. Like it is quite a dangerous sport, so it's difficult for a young guy to come in. But in saying that, I think the sport's progressing in the right direction with airbag landings and things like that. Like it's tough. I grew up in the era where it was dirt, and so did Bilko, where everything was. It was kind of a man's.
You had to learn it.
Yeah,
it wasn't
but
like,
now there's bigger ramps and consequences are from that are more brutal. So to have, I think it's moving in a safer direction, making it easier for some of the younger guys to come
It's a lot
through.
easier to cut build up and just do shows now. Like back when I started doing it, the backflip was still the unknown. Maybe 20, 30 riders in the world had done it. So it was hard to gauge it. Now you just know that thousands of people have done it, so it must be easy. But now an entry-level trick is like a double backflip. So yeah, if you're sitting on the couch at home and think I want to get into freestyle motocross, you need a bike, you need an airbag or a foam pit to practice on, you need land. So if you notice, a lot of us Aussies, we grew up on farms. So I live on 10 acres down near Melbourne. Jacko's in the middle of nowhere in New South Wales, and then a few of the boys up on the Gold Coast. So we're all kind of grew up on the farm with lack of parental supervision and just sending it in the backyard.
Yeah, so if you want to become an up-and-running rider, it might be a good idea to move like next door to one of your guys' compounds then.
Yeah, definitely helpful.
And then speaking of some of these tricks that kind of come and go, but like with the backflip coming in, the Flying Dutchman, right? Your variations of these 360s, we don't see them very much anymore.
You don't see them at all.
But it looks like one of the more complicated kind of like flip rotations.
The spinning of the bike when you do a 360, your margin for error is like 5% either way. Where a flip, you can come in heavy on the front wheel or over-rotate like Jacko did. He's got a bit of whiplash. If that was a 360 and he under-rotated that bad, he would have got the head slapped into the ground pretty decent. So, and then when you start jumping off the motorcycle, mid 360, it changes just the angle of the dangle. When you start to come around, it's altered the way you're spinning, and then you can be leaning over to the left or the right, as well as the back end under or over rotating. So it kind of adds that extra bit of rotation in there to make it a little bit more difficult.
And you think that's something we might see kind of return some of these flip spin rotations?
I don't think so, because they didn't score very well for a long time, and I don't know why. But the consequences of learning them and doing them consistently, it's kind of a dangerous trick, even on the airbag, because you can get slapped down really hard if you under rotate at all. And there's not really a margin for error on that trick, and so people just don't want to learn it because it's not really. You don't really get rewarded for it.
I know, and that's the biggest bummer, right? Like not getting rewarding for something so absolutely dangerous.
Yeah, that sucked at X Games one year. I did the ruler flip the year before, invented that, and then I'll bring something new and did a 360 heel clicker, and I got beat by 2 ruler flips. I'm like, damn it, should have just stuck with what I could already do.
Weren't we talking about that yesterday on how based on the technicality of the trick, it should get more points rather than just the trick? It's like, what were we saying yesterday? The same exact
if it's
concept.
new or not, you mean?
What?
If it's a new trick or not?
Yeah, that, because you're creating something new and how technical it really is, rather than compared to another one that you should just get more points. That's what we were saying.
It just depends on how innovative and how big the trick was. Like, it might be a new trick, but it might not be that huge. But if it's new, and like Elderberg last night when he took the win, Yeah, that was a huge front flip combo, and it had never been done before. So, but also Tommy Richards in second, he did never done before body varial. So they were both up there. I just think that front flip with the combo that Robbie did just was enough to edge out Tommy.
So that was a never been done varial, the one where he kind of like rotated left,
Yeah,
bent the fender,
did like
back
a front- did
fender
like a
in
front
half,
flip.
holding on.
Yeah, he was adjusting the plastic mid-flight.
We did a lot of training at home. We did a whole lot to a bag landing before we left, and it was the middle of winter, so because the plastic wasn't hot, it didn't bend, like it was much more rigid. And then here, because it's in summer, when he grabbed it, the things ran.
Oh, it bent completely in half.
Yeah.
I mean, that must have been
Looked like Steve Mini.
Yeah, we should have
moment for him.
iced it up before he went out there.
a little ice spray.
Remember that for next time.
Yeah.
so just another thing you wish you knew before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get the pad and pen out and add it to the long list.
And as we're at X Games, Jacko, can you tell us a little bit about the Japan X Games and what that was like?
Yeah, Japan was good. It was fun. It's Japan's a lovely place. Culturally, it's it's interesting. I think it's my 4th time there, and the food's good. People are nice. There's a little bit of a language barrier there that's a little bit difficult to get over at times.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, that's about all I got. And
I only know bad words.
yeah, I know a few bad ones too. Kideshi Kitsai Chin Chin.
No,
What's
thanks.
that?
Oh.
My boyfriend has a small penis.
Thanks for looking at me.
Yeah. No, Japan was good. It was, it was a good event all around. I think it was super nice being indoors. It was hot and humid outside, and we had a nice air-conditioned stadium, so very spoiled on that side of things.
Indoors are just the best in general.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, there's no wind. There's no getting ready for a contest thinking, are we going to get shut down until tomorrow? That's a big plays tricks on the mind, that one. So it's nice just going in knowing we are on at 5:30.
Yeah.
And how's the crowd? Because I know they're like a little bit more conservative. So was it like kind of a fun thing for them to see some of this crazy FMX?
Yeah,
Were
definitely.
they completely shocked and surprised? And
Yeah, there's no boobs or anything out. But
no. Where do the boobs come out the most?
Australia.
Australia.
No, it was it was good. They're definitely they love action sports in Japan. I think it's got a pretty big, especially freestyle over there. It's got a big following. There's some great riders with Tucker and the likes that have come out of Japan. So they they definitely get around freestyle there. There's a lot of history in the country.
And what's the process for like shipping your equipment over there and getting a dirt bike in Japan?
They had some bikes over there. X Games organised just a stock bike, and then we travel with suspension, and normally about 50 kilos.
Okay, so you can
Of
kind of
parts.
build your own.
Yeah, get there and make your own.
And what's that like compared to riding your own gear?
It's good. Normally come back after the first ride and everything's loose because you forgot to put something on or tighten everything up. But apart from that, it's decent.
Yeah, by the time you put your suspension, handlebars, subframe, plastic, seat, it does feel like your bike at home. Maybe the engine runs a little different, but that can vary even if you have your own bike. Like here, we're at elevation, so that really chokes the motorcycle. It's struggling for oxygen, so it's a lot slower. So it just depends where you are, really.
Yeah, elevation's a big one. Wind and elevation are the two big
They're the worst.
no-nos in
The worst.
freestyle.
How did you feel with the elevation here?
Yeah, it was a struggle, but
Yeah.
kind of got used to it. It's not. I think we're at 4,200 feet, so it's not.
Not
Meters,
terrible.
mate.
It's
Meters.
manageable.
Yeah.
Like it's
and
on
then the
edge
heat
of-
though, but does that like make it a little bit worse because it's hot and
Yeah,
dry?
the heat makes it a lot worse.
Yeah.
With the brings the performance down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So.
So, Bilko, how do you balance all the personality, the commentating, and then still getting to ride and show off?
Well, it's been pretty quiet for the last couple of years. I've had a few ankle surgeries to try and get that thing fixed, but I just like having fun. So from bouncing around, from announcing, then to riding shows, I don't really compete anymore. These guys stepped it up too much, so my competing days are over. But tour a lot with Nitro Circus, so that keeps me really busy, and lots of shows with them, and it's just like a fun time being able to travel with your friends, and I'll just keep living that experience. It's awesome.
And then besides like X Games, is the Nitro Circus kind of like the premier stadium platform for FMX right now?
Yeah, it's pretty much like they're still touring all over. Dana White just bought it, so they've got some big plans. They just did a tour in Brazil, Australia at the end of the year, then a US indoor tour in November. And Then you got Freestyle Kings as well doing shows.
They said Dana's like really like stepping it up. They're like bringing back the pyrotechnics, right?
Yeah.
Is that what I heard?
Yeah, a lot
Oh,
more
boy.
pyro.
Amping up the fireworks. We
Amping
just
it up.
ran into Ricky Melnick, and he
Yep.
was showing me his footage of jumping the Volkswagen little
the
cart
minibus,
through
yeah.
a
The
flaming
fire.
hoop. It was like, that seemed pretty fun.
Yeah, I think as soon as he unlocks his phone, it's right there at the moment.
Oh yeah, I believe I was like the 5th person that he saw that he had to go over and show that one
Yeah,
too.
he's definitely in love with that move. But
I mean, I would be in love with that move, to be honest.
we should
I
send
think
you
that's
down
a
the
flex.
ramp.
I will go.
What's your weapon of choice? Tricycle, BMX, mountain bike?
Mountain bike.
You have to run a seat though.
Okay.
All right.
Have you guys done anything else on those besides the motorbike?
I flipped the BMX in 2010 and blew my ACL, and then everyone got banned from it. And then Jacko stepped up in Wagga Wagga.
Yeah, I did one in Wagga. I tried a double flip on a mountain bike on there and didn't.
The first one you G'd out at the transition, got your knees wobbled, went like a baby giraffe, and then he barely made the gap and frame cased the back of it.
I'm terrible on a bicycle. I'm like, when I jump, I keep pedaling in the air.
PT.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
to help
way
get it
safer.
around.
I've got to do a flip. Otherwise, it all gets too scary.
Get panic rev with your feet.
Yeah.
And what are you guys looking forward to today? We got, I believe, is there Best Whip tonight?
Best
Yeah,
whips
best
tonight.
whip, and we have dirt today as well, BMX dirt. So that's always an exciting one to watch.
Yeah, BMX Dirt's one of my favourite events. From going
Yeah.
back to the Jew Tour days and watching that.
And is that something you guys can like study and pull inspiration from as far as BMX on the dirt?
Yes and
Like
no.
for tricks
'Cause a
and-
lot of the stuff they do is spinning and like tail whips and bar spins, which obviously we can't do.
Yeah, all the spin stuff there, you can definitely pull something out of it. You can get inspiration from anywhere. Someone making a coffee.
That's true.
Yeah.
Especially with the foam.
Yep.
The foam
Yeah,
angle.
yeah.
Nice. And you're going to be on the mic for Best Whip.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'll have to watch my
You've already dropped an F-bomb on here, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay. It's
Do you-
a little different than
Who
TV.
who are the favorites in the Best
They can
Whip?
beat that.
yeah.
I think if I'm going to call it, I think Van Stiffen, Julian's going to definitely take it. I watched practice the other day and he was like, it was incredible.
He's won it before, so he'd be looking good. A couple of guys that rode electric bikes, they've stepped back to gas bikes. So Wyatt was looking good. Tom P. Jared McNeil,
Yeah.
little fella, he hasn't won since 2019, and he's won it a few times. So
Yeah, I think we'll be Van Stippen and Tyler will be up there as well.
yeah,
And
definitely Tyler.
when the pressure's on, Tyler knows what to do.
Yeah, he's definitely an animal.
Beast.
Because there was that kind of controversy last year a little bit between the gas and the electric in the whip.
Controversy, it's probably a better word than a bigger word than that in there somewhere. It was
What's the better word?
I
then?
don't know. There was
There was some unfairness. I don't know. I can't really ride either one.
it's-
I
yeah.
can
I mean,
bunny
it-
hop a mountain bike. That's about it.
Even
Yeah.
though it might be easier to whip with the gyro and that, it's still incredibly hard to whip a bike that far.
So they're all on the level playing field.
I
this
think
year.
I can do it a little easier, but you still have to have the balls and the skill to do it. And there was other guys on electric bikes that couldn't whip it as big as Patrick. So
Yeah, hats off to Patrick. What he did was unreal. But there's definitely is an advantage in whip with the electric bike for sure. Like it makes it a lot easier for those guys.
I'm not
to-
sure why they're banned from Step Up and Best Trick. Oh, they Step Up and have an
Quarter
advantage here.
and best trick. Yes, quarter. I think there's probably an advantage in there. I know we saw Raha last year and he didn't go, and Creed still won on a gas bike. But I think there is an advantage in there, and
But the elevation especially.
elevation especially this year, and then freestyle there's an advantage as well. But it's innovation and it's freestyle. Like I believe it should be
Yeah.
opened up in there because it's part of moving the sport forwards for the better.
What
So-
advantage do you think it's got? Just being able to spin a little faster?
Yeah, just spin a lot faster, and you've got no gears, so you can go. You've got a 20 mile an hour to 100 mile an hour rear wheel speed, and you use your gyro on a motorcycle a lot to make things spin faster and slower. So I think it'll definitely be the future. At some point in time, we'll be thinking, how did anyone ever ride a gas bike and do that?
Yeah, and then I think when they're developing a lighter battery, right? So it'll cut down the weight a lot too.
Yeah, there's a couple guys, or one guy last year that had a lighter battery,
Yeah.
and that's definitely helps it a lot too. You know, if you take the weight down, and then you can do things like put heavier tubes in so or if you've got a heavier rear wheel, you're going to be able to use that gyro a lot more. If you look at an RC car is a good example when they can do a backflip and a front flip all in one jump just with the gyro of the
Spin it and spin the
electric
wheels.
car.
No way.
Yeah.
They can do
And
a
I think-
Go to
backflip.
the track system.
And
We'll show
then-
you.
Yeah, it's another good
When they've
example.
got the big wheels on there, they do. They just jump, and then if you accelerate and the wheels start spinning, the car will flip around.
Another good example is a
So you have to start with a
snowmobile.
front flip, right?
You probably do that, yeah.
Unless you can.
You gotta get some big air.
They can just move around, so that gyro helps so much. Good example is a snowmobile as well. You can do years ago, someone had a remote control set up on one in a foam pit on a full-size sled, and it did a backflip in the foam pit without anyone on it, just using the gyro of that
Hold
track.
the throttle wide.
Having no
track.
transmission is what does it. Is the
So you're telling me there's a chance? Like
There's a
you could
chance.
just put me on a
See?
bike
And
with
then
a
we just remote control
and
you.
we could
just
put you on
tape
and
my hand so
blindfold
I can't ditch it, and then
Yeah.
just I could do a backflip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll hang on to the remote for you.
I'd want to do it into water then. Just 'cause
Yeah.
Ooh,
you
I
might
don't know.
pin it all the way over, no?
Yeah, I can't swim.
So I know, obviously with FMX, you guys deal with some incredibly large and annoying injuries, painful, long ones. What about the little ones? Like the little things that can
That's
really
you
mess
just
up
tape
your
it
day.
up, put a band-aid on it, keep going. No, that's stuff you.
That's it.
Yeah, you just gotta lock
Kiss it
out.
better.
Yeah.
Like jammed fingers not gonna
Jam
not gonna
fingers.
mess with you.
Massive
Yeah.
road
Have you ever
rash.
had like a really annoying one? I mean, last night you kind of had the little neck spasm, whiplash.
Yeah, sometimes I find the smallest ones are the worst ones. Like I broke my scaphoid a few years ago, and that's like the small bone in your wrist
Oh,
here
yeah.
with very little blood flow.
Yep,
Most people
I got
in
one of
action
those too.
sports have got a scar there, and that one was one that just went on for 12 months of just a sore wrist. And then I did another one called a Lisfranc in my foot, which is just like it's just a super small break in your foot, but it tears the whatever the shit is in the middle that holds the
Cartilage.
foot together. The ligaments in there, and that's a nasty one as well. That took me like 12 months to be able to walk straight again. But yeah, it's definitely if you're unfortunate enough to get a clean break, it's like a leg or an arm. It's like you got 6 weeks and you're better.
What about you, Bilko? What's the smallest, most annoying injury you have? Because I know you got some big ones.
And you just had surgery, right?
I had surgery number 11 on my ankle.
Yeah. That's what you said
I
yesterday.
destroyed that in 2007, and I had really bad luck. Had an alright surgeon, but then my best friend stood on it 10 days later. I had pins sticking out, blew up like a football. Then I got MRSA. Then they pulled all the metal out early, and then it healed on a massive angle, and it was just crooked as from that point. From 2007, I couldn't really run anymore, but I could put a moto boot on and ride, so I just kept riding. But as for the little nagging injuries, I'm gonna need help on this one. Don't really know.
Yours are just all big.
Well, these
Not
guys,
too
it's like
bad.
the little ones don't really bother them.
Yeah,
What
like-
about you, Brittney? Let's hear some of your action sport injuries you've had.
No, I actually just tore my knee when I was snowboarding on New Year's a couple
ligament
years ago.
or-
I think it was a ligament on my knee, and
ACL?
it was like
MCL, PCL.
it was here,
Medial.
and it like tore it, but it wasn't anything like too bad, but it just like that feeling of being close to doing something really damaging, it scared the shit out of me.
It's like a rubber band just stretching.
Exactly,
Yeah.
stretch the rubber band. That's exactly what the doctor said.
Those are.
And then I
annoying.
went and put some stem cells in it. Now we're good.
Yes, you are
Do you
an
ever think-
advocate for the stem cells.
Well, actually, have you ever thought about doing
I
stem
did
cells?
some in Costa Rica. It was all right, but when your ankle's like 80% fucked,
Yeah.
it kind of might bring it to 70, 75.
Then you
So
just
we
got to
need
go
to
for the
switch
next
out.
10 years every year.
Yeah. So, my ankle's shot, my left one. So it doesn't hurt anymore because it's completely fused. but-
Right. Now it's just there for decoration.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
so.
it.
So as we're here at X Games, right, we're talking about FMX. What do you think is like the next step, and what should X Games bring back or add to for FMX?
Big courses.
Yeah, courses are always cool in freestyle, but it is unachievable in some locations, unfortunately. What I think would be cool for freestyle is doing three next gens in a row. So it's
Kind of like BMX dirt.
yeah,
so you got three in a row.
simulate
Okay.
dirt, and then you just 3 jumps in a row. That way you get like a hybrid between best trick and freestyle. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, and then you'd have to have a variety factor in it too, as well. So
Yeah, I'd like to see that happen for sure.
I think that's a great idea.
A
I mean, I
whip, an
kind of missed
upright,
the
and then a
runs of
flip.
it where it was like you still had like the moment to do a style trick or setup with a big
Yep.
old,
Yeah.
without flipping, and then bring in something
The
completely different.
Later days in freestyle ended up just being a best trick throwdown in freestyle. Really, like it was.
275-foot ramps, and everyone just rode around in a circle.
Yeah.
It just looked repetitive for the crowd. Whereas if you had like Home Depot Center or the Coliseum, where there was 10 different jumps, they had dirt lips, they had the 120 ramp. Yeah, the 120 ramp was cool, and also then they had the step-ons. The elevated 75 ramp was about 15 feet in the air or so.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you
that
jumped
was
over the 120 landing. That was really cool.
Yeah, or even like some like different style features, right? Where you have like a wall ride, or
Yeah, G2
something you
had
can
a
kind of
wall
like a
ride.
mani pad could be really fun, where it's not just like about the best trick, but still have that
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, they G2 had a wall ride. Did they have manual pads at one point? I don't think they did. Jesse Olsen had them in his house. That was about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've
But-
got a terrible memory.
Brody Wilson's got some manual pads and stuff at his compound, but they are fun. It's just if you've only got a 60 or 90 second run, it's like, do you waste
Hard
10
to waste
seconds?
time on it. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you're
but
not
you'd
going to
have to. You'd have to get through that.
have to.
You'd have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's on the way to the big jump.
Yeah, I guess it'd be cool to build that into it and build upright tricks in, so you had to do a certain amount of uprights in a run, or if you did do like the 3 ramps in a row to simulate dirt, like a hybrid thing, you've got to do an upright in there, and you've got to do a flip trick, and you've got to do.
You
whatever
do
want
whip,
the last
flip, and upright, but I think it just do upright and minimum of 1 upright trick. Would be
Yeah,
cool.
no, it'd be cool to show variation in different riders.
Yeah.
levels.
You leave the whip out of it, otherwise I wouldn't be allowed in.
Yeah.
All right, we are live on Twitch, and we have a chat going, so
And
jump
also-
in there, put in.
I have some questions in the chat, but anyone who's watching, if you have any questions for the boys, please enter it. So one of the questions, do nerves get to you the first day of your race?
Yeah, definitely. Nerves are they're there. That's what they're meant to be there too. They
Yeah.
keep you focused and motivated. But I find it's the most stressful time for me of an event is waiting around for the event. Once the helmet goes on, it's like, I know
The
this
IQ
place.
goes up.
Yeah, the helmet goes on, IQ goes down, and it.
Is it hard to detach like the IQ from the brain there, going into some of these things?
Some people, I was born with a special talent where
You don't think?
yeah,
Yeah, you just got to kind of
Less
block,
think,
block
more
it
do.
out. Yeah.
that's my motto. Less think, more do.
Yeah, I just think you have to be like a little bit like towards yourself. You have to be arrogant and cocky. Like, I'm gonna land this trick. Because if you start second guessing yourself, like you're only saying that to yourself at the top of the roll, and you're not shouting it out to everyone. I'm a hero. I'm gonna land this. But if you start thinking, oh, I messed it up in the foam pit that 3 times. I did this wrong. I did that wrong. Oh no! Right before you drop in, then you're most likely gonna crash.
Psych yourself out.
Yeah, you have to sit up there and go, I've got this. I've got this. Even though there's a good chance you might eat shit. So.
Yeah. Well, we are giving away a year supply of Monster Energy, and the trivia question is...
What year did Jacko land his first front flip at X Games?
2011.
2011.
That's right, 2011.
So you have to email unleashpodcast@monsterenergy.com. You get a year supply of Monster Energy.
I do?
That's a lot. Well, if you emailed the answer, maybe.
Yeah, you don't
I
get a
just
year
gave him the
supply.
answer.
I know, but they're supposed to listen and then report.
All right, I thought they
We've
just
done this show before.
It was actually 2010, but anyway.
Was it 2010 or 2011?
It says
X Games.
2011.
Either one.
X Games was 2011. I did one at home in 2010.
Well, we're talking about in front of
X
the
Games.
people.
Yeah, in front of the
I do a
people.
lot of things
Yeah.
at home
Yeah,
that don't.
come on.
You know?
What kind of things at home do you do?
reverse backhand anti-splash.
Yeah, I've invented a couple FMX moves myself.
Yeah, no.
The 96, can you go into that?
Well, that's just my racing number.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Axel
but
Hodges.
in my
yeah.
dream. Is that Axel Hodges's?
Yeah.
How's it?
Hodges is FMX stars. These guys have done more flips than you've done flipping channels in the last couple days.
Yep.
Good one, Dad.
Thanks. Yeah, I got some dad jokes. Oh, come on, you're a king of dad jokes.
Yeah, I am.
Flip more than burger patties than you have.
Yeah, the flying
Dutchman.
Dutchman.
Well, I wanted to come back, and I know that just you guys already know, and I mentioned it yesterday, this is our first time coming back after we lost our brother Dingo. And we mentioned you both were extremely close with Dingo. And if you started to mention a story that I have to hear, and you have to tell everyone watching about you and Dingo, we gotta just do it. jump in?
Well, we were out at a monster party having a few waters, and then it kind of spiraled after that, and I ended up going and passing out, and I'll let Jacko take over from here.
Yeah, no,
So you weren't there?
No, I was there for the start of it, but then they played a trick on me.
Yeah, I can't remember what trick we played, but I remember waking
Stole
up.
my watch.
Yeah. I woke up in the morning and we're at the monster party and we had quite a late night, and I remember waking up and I was laying in bed and I looked over and all I saw was a naked human next to me with long blonde hair laying next to me and like rolled over the other way, and then I like pulled the covers up and I think I only had boxers on as well, and I was like, I started to freak out and get very worried. I was like, what did you do last night? And then I went to like get up and sneak out nice and quietly, and then I heard, and then Ding must have been awake as well, and he knew what was happening and knew that I didn't know that it was him next to me, and he rolled over and just started hysterically laughing for a good hour.
He caught you trying to sneak out on him.
I didn't know that it was Dingo. I
stand.
thought that it was a.
Oh man!
You just saw the hair and thought it was a girl?
I thought it was a girl next to me.
He was naked.
He had the big old cheeks under the sheet.
Unfamiliar without his ethicas on.
Yeah, no, we both had ethicas on, but we just, it was one of those ones, you know, when you wake up the next day and everything's just extremely funny, and yeah, the heart sunk for a minute there. I was like, oh no.
Okay. And did you guys play any pranks on Bilko?
Yeah, I forget what happened. I think he stole your watch.
Yeah, he stole my watch and I was freaking out the next morning. But yeah, the reason you were sleeping in Dingo's bed is because Harry got confused.
That was another year. We'll leave that one out.
Yeah. Picked the wrong room to go number 2.
Yeah, no, there's many very fond memories over the years. I think that somehow we always seem to end up in the early hours together wherever we were, and it was very.
Yeah,
very
definitely
cherished.
fun times.
Yeah, I mean, it was so fun. We used to get to travel when we were doing our show all the time, and everyone would look at us weird because we'd be like, we have a budget, everyone can have a hotel room, and Dingo and I would be like, no, we just want to stay together.
Yeah.
Like, but there might only be one bed. We're like, that's fine, we're fine with it. You know,
Yeah,
like,
It was the big
What's wrong with
spoon.
that?
I mean, it was just like there's just those moments on the road that like that's what kind of creates those memories and
That's
builds
what
that
you do.
bond is like
Yeah.
sharing the space. You
Yeah.
know, it's not about like having your own little private zone, but about getting real close.
And in the motorhome
personal,
too, just
you know?
traveling everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when that happened, he actually called me to kind of let me know that this had happened with you. And, we broke up, and I was like, no,
Like,
don't
dude,
worry.
it should have been you. You should have been with
forgive
me. It
you,
wouldn't have
you know.
happened.
As long as he still had his underwear on, we're all good.
Yeah, I can promise you I don't go that way, so you're chilling.
But I think, no, that's really what it's about. Like when you're traveling, like when we're traveling together, when you guys are together, it's just this experience. It's like almost like a traveling circus, right? Like everyone just like leaves their lives from all over the world, and then they all come together and they have to like perform, and then they're drinking, and then they have to perform hungover, and then they're like having dinner.
Never done that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm sober today, so everything's good. But I think that there's definitely builds a different connection, even with Ariani and I. I mean, we traveled the world together with UFC, and I think that's what made us so close. Had we not done UFC, we probably wouldn't be the friends that we are today, because I think traveling and having that camaraderie with someone in
Yeah.
this really weird bubble of a niche that this is. You
And
know?
you seem to find those couple of people along the way that,
For us, it was all the Aussies on the two of us with Nitro.
yeah, the people that kind of fit along the way.
Jacko cut the power out on the bus one night. I can't remember how that happened.
We don't
though.
need to go into all the details.
You cut the power on the bus.
Yeah, something broke with the toaster.
A good one, we did like a monster. We all had a Zoom after Dingo's passing, and I was talking to I think it was Dingo's friend Pascal that does the events
Pascal.
there, and we were saying how every event's never going to be the same. Like one of my things about going away and traveling and going to an event, you kind of excited. Like Dingo's the guy that you're excited to go, and you know it's going to be a good time. You know, once the event's over, that you're going to have a whole lot of fun, and that's the one that definitely makes it difficult now to build up the energy
The life
to
of the
go
party.
away and do
Yeah,
those
right. Because
things.
it's
And
like it's
the same-
always we
the
always
same
have
everywhere we went.
Yeah, like we
Every
always have
group.
like a partner in crime, but
Yeah.
it was like I think we all really started to realize like Dingo was everybody's partner in
Yeah.
crime. Like he was out there doing absolutely anything and everything, and just burning memories into people's minds anywhere. You know.
Yeah.
Well, what is one we have on our questions? What is one word that describes Dingo's energy?
Larger than life. That's
Yeah.
3 words, but
Hey, he deserves it.
Yeah.
He deserves 2 more words.
3.
You can hyphenate it. Yeah.
I would say loud. There's a lot of times where I would whisper a secret to him, in the club about someone right
You're like,
there.
"No way."
And he would always repeat it 3 times louder than you just said it. And
Yeah.
then laugh. And you're like, stop. He's definitely loud and loud in life. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loud in life. Yeah. Just the way he dressed, the way he carried himself.
I mean, the way he dressed was
He
as
took up
loud as
space.
it gets.
He took up space in this world.
space. And everyone's best interests we're always forwards too, there was no everything was positive.
And so selfless. That's a big one,
Yeah,
right?
no ego.
Selfless.
Just he was there to make everyone happy.
There's very few times I've got a no out of him. No, I'm not going. No, you're like, whoa, and you'd get it, and it'd be like a huge shock. You'd be
Yeah.
like, all right, I get it.
You're like, he really must not be
one
well.
one out of 1,000, you need to rest. It's a no. Okay.
Yeah. It's a no when the voice gets all husky, and I've seen it a few times.
Oh, yeah.
There was a few of those on Danny and the Dingo when you had to snowboard, and he's like, "Oh, I've got food poisoning or something, or a stomach bug." You're like, "You're just hungover. Get up."
Oh, I tortured him. Yeah, I've been rewatching a lot of those things.
Yeah, I rewatched them all.
And it's just, oh my, I put him through hell.
Yeah, but
But you also made him extremely happy. You guys were like brothers.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
absolutely the best.
yeah, you gotta have that person he lifted you up, and then you put him through hell for it. That's good. It's a
Yeah.
good combination.
Yeah.
Why
and
do we think that he always made everyone feel so welcome? What was...
Didn't matter who it was.
Yeah.
It can be,
Big heart.
Yeah.
You miss your
Yeah,
buddy.
he's just, one
And
of
he was
those-
curious, right? He was just so curious about anyone. It didn't matter the level of fame or whatever. It was I'd seen him become best friends with just someone who worked at a restaurant, and he would know absolutely everything about them to the point where it was okay, you know every one of their kids' names. I can barely remember some of my friends.
Yeah.
And you have built this bank of just information,
Yeah, he's special.
Yeah, he lived plenty of
Live life to the
lifetimes.
fullest.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, here's a good
We
one.
miss him dearly.
Fill in the blank.
Oh, yeah.
Brittney, Dingo was the kind of guy who
Gave the best hugs.
That he did.
He did give a good hug.
all right, Bilko, Dingo is the kind of guy who
You'd always get hooked up with.
Picked up a girl. Picked up your best friend.
that happened.
That
huh?
did happen.
Yeah. Jacko, Dingo is the kind of guy who
Made you want to go to events.
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, Danny.
Dingo is the kind of guy who you could not keep up with.
Yeah.
No.
I could never outlast. Wake up earlier, but not later.
Well, thank you guys for sharing your stories.
No worries.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his spirit's with us, right? I mean, it's,
Oh, yeah.
This is basically his Super Bowl was X Games,
Mm-hmm.
and how we went from being fans at 16 to then somehow Dingo was a part owner in X Games. Absolutely, just is a testament to set goals and then you'll accomplish even more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely it was very, very comforting having him on the board to know that the ship's getting steered in the right direction. I'm sure it is still, but it was he's got that just core understanding of action sports that made it he just got it. He understood everything.
Yeah, and the ability to translate what you
Translate
athletes really wanted to
what
see.
it needs, and he would ask and listen and push for everything in the right direction, and that was definitely a huge asset for action sports in general, to have someone who just gets it in there.
Kind of splitting the lines between suits and ties and a bunch of action sports idiots.
Yeah, and he's the person that can talk with the suits and ties and talk with silly action sports guys as well,
Meet in the middle.
Yeah, he's the only one who basically was
Got
a
both
suit
sides.
but never wore one, unless he was marrying someone.
Yeah. Or
Which
doing
he
a
did
wedding.
do that, yeah?
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
A couple times.
All right, so what do you guys remember about your first X Games experience?
It was pretty wild. It was 2006, and it was when Travis Pastrana did the double flip. So Funny thing was, I didn't even watch X Games the year before on TV because I didn't have cable in Australia, and then next thing you know, I'm in it. So it was all kind of overwhelming, didn't really know what was happening and how big of a deal it was. And the worst thing was I was tied with Nate for second, and then Travis did the double flip, and Staples Center went into like a 15-minute standing ovation. And the scoreboard kept switching me and Nate from third to fourth. And I'm like, everyone's like, good job, man. I'm like, did I get third or fourth? Because if I got fourth, I'm leaving. And it kept switching backwards and forwards. And because of all the hype around Travis's double, rightfully so, they didn't end up figuring it out for like 15 minutes. And I'm just sitting there like, did I get a medal or not? Did I get a medal or not? Because if I got fourth, I want to leave. So it was an awesome night. And to witness the double flip in person was crazy. And something I'll never forget. Every time I watch it on TV now, I get pins and needles seeing Travis do that.
And where did you finish?
I finished
fourth?
third.
Yes!
Yeah, I got third.
Nice.
Oh, fourth is the worst, right?
Yeah, terrible fourth. I'd rather get last than fourth.
Yeah.
Then you officially suck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cheers, bro. I got fourth last night. I feel you, though.
Yeah.
My first one was 2010, and I came in swinging and crashed in practice and knocked myself out, and it was over for me pretty quickly then. And then next year, 2011, came back in Best Trick and landed a front flip and got gold for my first event start.
Did
And
a
that
three-peat after that, didn't you?
Yeah. I
The
think
jack,
so.
and then
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember.
what did you
And
knock
then,
yourself out doing? What were you going to do at that contest in 2009?
It was a freestyle run, and there was a double. It was in the Coliseum, and I remember there was a double, and I under-rotated a flip and split my hip open on the
Triple clamp, handlebars.
on the
Clutch
back
flip.
of a flip lever, and then I didn't tell anyone because I didn't want to get. It was right before the event, and I didn't want to get taken out of the event because I wanted to be there so bad.
Medically disqualified.
And then came around the next corner, or the next practice run, came around, knocked myself out, and then woke up and I had a big cut that needed a bunch of stitches, and the medics were all like, "We saw the crash and you didn't hit your hip. Where did that come from?" And then I couldn't really remember, and then I put two and two together, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was a little while ago."
Yeah, you're like, show me the run before that one.
Yeah,
Check
but I
that.
didn't
Roll the
crash
tapes.
when I did that, when I got the cup. But yeah, so then going into that, the following year was definitely a good kickstart to a career.
Yeah, I think that's such a huge impact on all of us, right? Like getting to compete in X Games, either your first time, is just like one of those special moments. Like I remember for me, it was in Vermont Winter X Games 2001, and the year before I kind of showed up and just poached it. Like I didn't have a pass to ride or anything, kind of got kicked out. But then the next year I got to come back at 18.
How old were you?
I was 18. And I got to come back and won a gold at X Games. It feels good to say. I don't really say that very much.
I know.
Or many times because there was only one. But I remember I was only 18, so it was quite a big deal, right? Yeah. And I remember going to this really cool kind of after house party, and I ran into Tony Hawk, who I'd looked up to as a little Grom skater since I was
Tony Hawk's pro
8
skater?
years old. This is before Pro Skater.
Really?
I believe so. 2001. And then I went to the party and was like, "Hey, Tony." He's like, "Hey, you're Danny Kass, right?" And I was like, "Oh my God, that was my best moment." Not the medal, that Tony actually remembered my name.
That's cool.
I know, and I saw him last night. I should have been like, "Remember who it is?" Remember who it is? But I didn't.
remembers.
How old were you?
Didn't want to risk it.
I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to ruin it. I was like, "You're on such a pedestal, Tony."
How old were you at 2010 X Games, Jacko? You still wouldn't have been 18 yet.
Yeah, no, it's just 19, I think.
19.
Yeah. I was, showing my age now. I was a, probably
We know your age.
naughty little 19-year-old.
Weren't we all?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all the worst, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was terrible.
Well, this is the 30th anniversary of X Games and the first in Salt Lake City. What does that legacy mean to you as veterans of the sport?
30 years is a long time. My first X Games was 20 years ago, so I haven't competed for a few years. That's because of my mentality in the beginning was podium or ambulance, and I smashed myself to pieces too many times that I stopped taking the risks like Jacko does, doing never been done before tricks and everything, and I just decided it was better to actually ride all year. I still got injured a little bit, but I wasn't sending it like I was back in the day because I just wanted medals back then, and I kind of just would do anything to do it, and it didn't pay off a lot of the time, and then those injuries just snowballed. So Yeah, 30 years of X Games crazy when you watch the highlights. I'm not sure it's Travis or Tony Hawk the number one moment. I mean, for me, it's Travis doing the double flip.
I mean, I would have to say that Travis would be up there. It's I think something that isn't done like every year, because yesterday we watched the vert skating and there was a little, I don't know, was he 9 or 10 years old?
He was
the little Japanese
wild.
vert skater doing. I mean, they're doing 2 or 3 900s in a row.
Wow.
Like they've made it a staple, you know. Which
I feel like
is
they're
just
so
incredible.
light, they could just, they fling right up there. That's like that.
Oh, I don't know. He was working pretty hard to get
No,
some
he's working
amplitude.
hard, but I just don't. But I even said yesterday, like, the age difference of the competitors, like, it's interesting how they could all be allowed. I mean, it makes, I didn't make the rules, but, when you have like a 9-year-old or 11-year-old versus.
That's the beauty of X Games,
That's the
right?
beauty of X Games.
They don't care
They
how
don't
old
care.
you
They're like,
are. There's
whatever
no
you do.
rules. You could
Yeah.
be 7
You can be a
years
they, them.
old,
You can be whatever you want.
competing against Jacko over here if you got the right bike.
Yeah, it's probably, I think freestyle is a little harder because you need the weight to,
You need to be able to ride a full-size motorcycle, otherwise you ain't making
it'd
the
be
jump.
cool to see someone on an 85 if they were,
I struggled on a
Okay.
250F, so I wouldn't recommend it on an 85.
yeah,
Because what are you guys jumping with? What size bike?
252 stroke.
I got a 354 stroke.
Yeah.
And,
2 strokes is all I need.
and you think that's kind of like that muscle peak, and when you develop around like that kind of 17, 18 for what you
I
need
was
for
probably
freestyle
like
motocross?
20, 21. It's a late sprouter.
You were late.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got another growth spurt in you. I think it's a lot of it's mental too, like figuring out the it takes a fair bit of knowledge to know how things work. I think that's why, like I did it from a young age. I started touring when I was 13, 14, and
And what size bike were you riding then?
I was on an 85 then in those days.
And hitting the same size jump?
Yeah, I was a few feet closer. I was on tour with
Yeah,
Bilko.
65 feet or something on the KDM.
Crusty demons, and taught me great life lessons.
What not to do.
What not to do.
Yeah. No,
Like when you're on holidays and your parents point at the person walking out of the liquor store and they're like, "Don't end up like him."
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I think the X Games history is just like how it creates this history for our sports, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I think at one time I was in the Guinness Book of World Records for most medals, and that was only like 6. So you guys have blown that out of the water for sure.
Yeah, no,
But it's just
I'm
like
at 6.
it cements us like in the history books of the most badass action sports
we were there at the
athletes
start.
in the world.
Yeah.
It was hard to, like, coming from Australia. Jack obviously started when he was younger and was around it a lot more. But as I said, I didn't even watch X Games the year before I competed. So I was like, everything was unknown. And it took 2, 3, 4 years of showing up at those events till you kind of just learnt the ways of everything and how the formats kind of run and, who to talk to if you had a question and stuff. Just stuff like that, just being around it. Because, there's only 3, 4, 5 contests a year that you were doing. So to get up to speed for people that have been around it their whole lives, it was, that takes some time, and that's what comes with age.
Well, we didn't get to do them yesterday. I want to do the rapid fire. I'm going to give you guys both some questions.
pow.
Pow, pow, pow.
Pow,
Yep,
pow, pow.
exactly. So, Jacko, let's start with you.
I might take a quick pause after the question because you might hear something you don't want to hear.
Are you gonna
I want to
fight?
hear it.
Don't want to hear what comes straight.
What
out of your head.
rider are you most likely to land something no one's seen before?
Jacko.
Myself.
this weekend, Tommy Richards
Tommy Richards.
or Addles.
Toughest trick to land clean in best trick.
Everything in Best Trick, it's
Tough.
literally rolling the dice and seeing how they land.
That's why you see him only do it once, and their second jump's usually just a show-off trick or something.
Nice.
I would have liked a second, but
Just take a breath after that first big one.
Yeah.
Better to go first or last in the final?
Final, the best position's last, but my favourite position's first because it's you get it out of the way and you don't have to, if someone else goes down, especially one of your friends, it's pretty tough to get back out there and go after them.
Yep.
It can affect your score going first, though.
You can, yeah. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I get it. Favorite medal you've won and why?
The first one, you never forget the first one.
Yeah. Okay. One word to describe your contest mindset.
Get the dog.
Okay.
Wait, what's the dog?
Get the dog.
Get the dog?
Just get after it.
Yeah,
Get after
let
it.
the dog eat. Have
Let
a
the
bust
dog-
up.
Okay.
All right, you do Bilko's.
Okay, Bilko.
Ready.
Funniest rider in moto scene right now besides yourself?
I mean, I laugh a lot at Jacko. So
At me or with me?
with it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Jacko. Mini for a while. He's retired now.
What is the toughest trick to land best?
Probably the
Best Trick.
Flying Dutchman, 360 Indy. Yeah, no-handed 360.
If you could bring back one old school Moto X event, what would it be?
Freestyle on a huge course.
Biggest wild card on the quarter pipe?
Probably Corey Creed coming in a couple of years ago. Just built a sketchy setup in his backyard, started practicing on that. Wasn't even a proper quarter pipe, and then now he's up there in the medal count.
One word to describe the dirt shark.
That's 2 words, but he combines them as one.
And
Nice.
That's our in-house
That's-
media house monster.
Quick fire.
Shout out to the shark. Thanks for having us.
Yeah?
Thanks for having us, and big,
Should we
big
get some
shout out-
tattoos?
Big shout out to our guy.
Yeah, big shout out and all love to Dingo.
Yeah.